I'm Catriona MacLauchlan. I live in Stirling. My husband has been in recovery for approximately 8 or 9 years now. And I met him when he was in recovery. So I have experience of him in recovery, but not necessarily, I don't have experience of addiction. He's really open about his addiction and he tells everybody about it. And we're really open with the people around us about it, and I've been quite involved and aware of the 12-step programmes and NA and CA and all those kind of groups. They're really lovely and really open, so I've been really involved in that kind of process and his friends and the contacts that he has through that. Unfortunately, when COVID came in and we were in lockdown, that doesn't support somebody who has any kind of mental health issues or who's in addiction, and unfortunately he relapsed. That was completely new to me and I had no idea how it is that I would support him. Really, fortunately, his relapse was only for a really short term period, but obviously the impact of that's pretty great regardless. I didn't know what to do to support him, so I started to reach out for groups, organisations, people with experiences that could help me. It took me a really long time to find an organisation or a group that understood how I wanted to approach what had happened. I'm not angry, I don't blame him. It was really horrible that it happened to him, and I am aware of the fact that I could either be a positive or a negative influence on his continued recovery, and I just wanted to figure out how it was that I could be a support to him instead of a hindrance. I actually found the Scottish Families Affected through Google. I spent a lot of time Googling and eventually they came up in a search list, and I phoned the telephone number, and as is always the case in those situations, you want immediate answers and you want them right now because you're in a panic and you think the world's going to come to an end. Gillian phoned me, who was a complete breath of fresh air, and she was amazing. The whole group is amazing. I'm quite good at looking after myself and my own mental health and my own stress, and we've got such a great open supportive network of people that I was able to go to when I needed help, but Gillian was able to help me understand what it was that he was going through and what I could and couldn't do to help him. And I think he found it reassuring that I had somebody to help me so that he wasn't feeling like he was influencing my journey through it. But it was also just great for me to have somebody so that I wasn't burdening him with asking questions. My family, my friends and everybody around us is great, but they've never been in the situation that we find ourselves in, so there's a limit as to how much advice that they can provide. The group's brilliant, there's always somebody there to speak to. There's a WhatsApp group, so even in the middle of the night at the weekend, there's someone in that WhatsApp group that you can just have a wee rant at and they can appreciate where you're coming from, and it doesn't come with judgment. So the support is brilliant. You couldn't get it anywhere else, and it's free, which is incredible. You don't have to pay for any of the support, and it's not just somebody to speak to, it's not just people that understand you, but it's wee things like your own mental health, mindfulness, spaces. They provide yoga classes. That's brilliant for me because some time out. They provide a bit about meditation. There's a book club. That's a great time for me to get headspace, and it's encouraged me to start reading again. Although I am there to help my husband, it is also just reminding me to actually get a bit of headspace, which has nothing to do with alcohol, it has nothing to do with drug use. It's just generally looking after yourself. It's such a great asset and we're really fortunate to have it.